Hey, what's up everyone? Season 8 is here, and with that brings a whole new Plunder Pass. So in this Before You Buy guide, we're going to go ahead, take a look through it, and give you my early thoughts on this season's Plunder Pass. So this season's Plunder Pass gave us the Ravenwood set. It's an interesting set, and I can tell you right off the bat, I like this better than last season's Plunder Pass by a lot. I think this is a lot better, and there's multiple reasons why. Let's go ahead and get into it. So I'm going to do this Plunder Pass Before You Buy guide a little bit different than I've done in past seasons, where I'm going to talk about all the costume variations first, then we'll talk about all the ship sets stuff together, and then finally we'll end with the ancient coins and just general discussion. So getting into the costume, I think the costume variations are interesting. The first version I think is really nice. It's just like a jacket and it's got like a nice poof up on the back and stuff. If any of you play Fortnite, I'm really getting like strong Raven vibes from that. So if you like looked at that skin compared to this one, they look very similar, which makes sense because they both have pretty similar names as well. At level 50, you unlock the second version of the costume, and this one is interesting. You got like a beak forming and stuff, and you have a hood around you, and that's really the only thing that I can tell that's different from this. It looks fairly similar to me than the previous one, just with the added stuff on the headpiece. And then the last variation of this costume at level 90 is basically the same exact outfit as the level 50 version, but instead of the mask is like a dark version that matches like the shirt and jacket and stuff. I'll be honest, I think the final version is the best one, but I don't know, it just seems weird like to have the level 90 and the level 50 versions be like basically identical for the most part, because if you think about it, you can't see the costume at all unless you do an emote, but especially you're probably not going to notice the mask under the hood and everything usually. But I like this costume better than last season's, so I'll give it that. Now let's get into the ship cosmetics. So starting out at level 10, we have the Ravenwood flag. Nice flag, you know me, I don't really have too much to say on flags. I do like the cut piece they did with it on the left side there. You can kind of see it makes like a cut when it's going out. I think that's a nice touch. Then at level 13 we have the anchor. I actually really like this anchor because it's got like these little gold coins that are on top of it, and then it has a knife that's sticking into a piece of paper that shows like the Ravenwood costume there as like being wanted and stuff. So that's really nice and detailed. I wish the rest of the set carried on with that, but right now for this Plunder Pass, the capstan is probably my favorite part. At level 20 we have the Ravenwood hull. This is a really nice hull. Orange and blue are my favorite colors, so this is like a nice deep dark blue color, and it just makes the whole ship look really good. It's very similar to the Nightshine Parrot hull, so if you don't want to buy the Plunder Pass but you want something similar to this, maybe go ahead and look at that in the Outpost shop. At level 23 we get the Ravenwood Wheel. Not the biggest fan of the wheel. It reminds me a lot of the Hunter set. It looks very similar to that. I don't know, it's just not that unique and it's not that appealing to me. Level 30 unlocks the Ravenwood sails. This is the basic version of the sails, and it's fine. Nothing much to say on it. I'm not the biggest fan, but anyways, let's move on to level 40, which brings us the Ravenwood Figurehead. This figurehead looks pretty cool. It honestly kind of looks like a vulture almost. A vulture that's like chained up in like almost like a straitjacket kind of, like with the belts going around it or whatever that is. That's what it kind of looks like to me. I think it's nice looking, but I can't really see myself using it too much after I unlock it. I'll probably use it for a few sessions and then I'll just go back to using my other stuff because, I don't know, it's just not that great looking to me. Now we're going to jump over to level 60 with the Ravenwood cannons. Usually I'm very critical on the cannons for like any of the passes or anything because a lot of them, they have like the flared up ends and stuff. This one I really do like a lot. I think the design looks really good. I think this could go really well with like an Order of Souls type of ship set too. It kind of has like similar color palette. But I really like how this is a flat barrel, which means you're not going to have too much of a hard time aiming with it. So maybe I'll have to try this out and switch out the Reaper cannons that I usually use. At level 70 we have the Ravenwood cannon flare. I can't really show you what it looks like, but based off the image here, it looks pretty good. I am a little worried that's going to be very distracting, like we've seen with some of the other cannon flares. That might be something to consider. At level 80 we have our first collector's item, which is the Ravenwood Collector's Figurehead, and this one's a lot better. I really like this figurehead, but something that I talked about in my Season 7 review that came out last week is I'm kind of getting tired of the collector's versions of the stuff in the Plunder Pass not really living up to expectation. Like this, to me, this should have been what the regular version of the figurehead looks like. And then like the collector's version, if they're really gonna have a collector's version, I'm on the side of they don't need a collector's version, just make one figurehead and then add something else to the pass. But if they're gonna make a collector's version, they should have had this like have like smoke coming off it, or maybe it has like glowing eyes and smoke. And like, I don't know. You gotta do something extra with it because it's just a waste. I'd rather just us get the collector's version of the figurehead and then replace the regular version with something else. And I have the same opinion for the sales, which at level 100 we have the Ravenwood collector sales. I'll be honest, the sales are really lackluster for this season. I'll probably switch up the sale and use something else. Both the collector's version and the regular version I'm not too big a fan of. It's not the worst that we've had in the Plunder Pass. There's definitely been worse ones that I didn't like. I think the design on it is pretty interesting. I like the skull shape with the beak and stuff. I'm not too big of a fan of like the background image of it though. But that covers all the ship set stuff. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this ship set. But now let's go ahead and talk about the ancient coins this season. So another thing you might know if you've watched my channel for a while is I'm very critical on Sea of Thieves for their Plunder Pass, because it's now become standard for these games of the service games that are going to have like a season pass or a Plunder Pass, battle pass, whatever, that if you buy the premium pass, you're going to get enough of the currency in the game to buy the next pass. Sometimes even more. Like Fortnite, they'll give you like 1.5 of the currency. The battle pass costs 1,000 V-Bucks, and they'll give you 1,500 V-Bucks each season if you get the battle pass. What Sea of Thieves does typically is they'll give you 250 for the Plunder Pass, and then they'll add the other 250 from the free pass to make a total of 500 ancient coins. Now, that might sound great, but the Plunder Pass cost 1,000 ancient coins. So if you're only getting 250 back from the Plunder Pass, because I'm not going to give them the credit of the free version because you were already going to get those no matter what if you were going to play. But if you played Sea of Thieves back in Season 5, around this same time last year, you might remember that they actually bumped up the amount of ancient coins that came out in that season. So they're doing the same thing this season. So this season, if you buy the Plunder Pass, you can get 750 ancient coins in the Plunder Pass, plus that extra 250 from the free pass, meaning you'll get a total of 1,000 ancient coins. So if you want to get the Plunder Pass, it's a sure bet this time, because you can buy it and then you'll get your money's worth back. And then you could buy next season's Plunder Pass if you want, or just save that for something else. So my recommendation is, if you're going to spend any money on the game ever, you might as well buy this Plunder Pass because you'll get your money's back fully. It'll be a full 1,000 ancient coins. In terms of my general thoughts on the Plunder Pass, like I just said, I would highly recommend you get it if you want to get anything in this because of the ancient coin value being bumped up. In terms of the actual like cosmetics that are in there, I really like the capstan. The costume's okay. The other ship stuff is not great in my opinion, but I think this is a lot better than the Season 7's Plunder Pass. But those are just my first impressions of this season's Plunder Pass. Let me know y'all's thoughts in the comments below. Let me know if you're going to get this pass or not. I'd love to get an idea of what y'all are thinking about this. But if you enjoyed this video, it'd be great if you hit the like and subscribe. And definitely check out all the other content on the channel. We got tons of Season 8 content here, so definitely check all that out. But until next time, thanks for watching and I'll see y'all later. Bye y'all.